Live from Gahanna Lincoln High School's TV studio, this is Lincoln Live. With Wesley Triplett and Britton Alexander. You're watching Lincoln Live.
Good morning, Lincoln, and happy Wednesday. I'm Britton Alexander.
And I'm Wesley Triplett. How are you doing today, Britton?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm a little tired from work last night. Do you have a job?
I don't, but since my cheer season just ended, I'm definitely looking for one right now. Students, if you're like me and also looking for a job as the school year is closing off, you're in luck. The summer job fair is today from 10:30 to 1 in the parking lot.
There will be multiple booths set up that help you connect with a local business over the summer.
It is open to all students, and you can fill out an application sheet at www.gjef.org. There will also be blank copies at the fair.
Be sure to stop by today during a free period between 10:30 and 1.
Something very exciting is taking place this summer due to the students in the Teaching Professions program at Clark Hall who competed in the Educators Rising State competition last week. 17 competitors in 12 different teaching-related events, such as creating a lesson plan, have moved on to the national competition in June. Winning events at the state competition were Lily Valdez, Regan Peterson, Cheney Smith, Chloe Dixon, and Anna Rice. Here are all of the national qualifiers.
Are you looking to help out the community? Well, there's a perfect opportunity for you. As the Global Scholars Year 3 students work on their Take Action projects, they have to find issues that they are passionate about, and this year, Aaron Sakwa is tutoring middle schoolers to help face the issue of education. We caught up with Aaron to tell us about how you can help tutor kids if you are interested.
I have student tutors from the high school that will tutor other students that are struggling academically. We're tutoring grades 6 through 12, and if you know anyone that needs more help academically, please let me know. And if you know any tutors that can also help me with my event, that would be much appreciated. The time and locations will be sent out later this week.
Spring is just around the corner, which means the blooming of flowers, hopefully no more cold days, and many students looking ahead to summer.
But before some students look ahead to summer, they look forward to playing spring sports.
One such team that is looking ahead to their season is the girls lacrosse team.
Our Audrey Paquette took a deeper dive into how the team is preparing for their upcoming season.
Here's Audrey.
The girls lacrosse team is gearing up for this season, and this year they're preparing differently than previous years.
Been having a lot of weightliftings before season, and we have open nets. This year was really special. We got to work with IQ Lacrosse, former D1 player at Robert Morris, and he really helped us with stick skills, speed, agility, and we also worked with the assistant strength and conditioning coach for the Columbus Blue Jackets, which has really helped our team a lot.
And we also have done some team bonding stuff, like going to the Ohio State lacrosse game. Going to the OSU game actually helped a lot because you can see plays and stuff, and it helps everybody just kind of lacrosse knowledge, and team bonding, it obviously gets people closer, it gets them to trust each other more, which will benefit a lot in games.
Not only have the players been preparing, but the coaches have been getting ready by going to LatsCon, which is a huge convention that welcomes all lacrosse coaches.
And they got to learn so many new drills and so many new practice strategies that we've already been implementing into our own practices, and it's really shown and given us a lot of improvement.
And the reason why this team has made such big improvements is because they had a total of 8 seniors, many of whom which were starters. This year the team consists of many underclassmen, so the real question is, who's stepping up this year?
Already we've seen them all step up and really prove that they can have a varsity spot and that they can compete with those higher level players, so we really expect a lot out of them this year.
a really good goalie step up, Caitlin, who has helped the team a lot with her experience of playing club.
Last year, the team focused on team bonding because it was their first season with new coaches. But this year, they have new goals in sight.
This year, I think we really want to focus on sharpening our skills so that we can win a lot of those games that are 50-50 toss-ups.
Our goal this season is really to have a winning record and to do that cohesively and as a team, not as an individual player-by-player basis. Another really big goal of ours is to beat both the Pickeringtons, because that's just always been a rival game for us. And this year is one of our best chances to do that.
And hopefully they can. But for now, the Lions are preparing for their first game against Buckeye Valley. This is Audrey Paquette for Lincoln Live.
Thanks, Audrey. And now we have our very own Reagan Reeds joining us live in the studio.
Good morning, Reagan. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. What do you have for us today?
Well, with all the talented artists around our school, it's important to acknowledge both students and teachers. One of these talented teachers is Mr. Dornbearer. He's a ceramics teacher that just started at GLHS this year. Our own Wesley Triplett produced this story on him and his artwork.
My name is Mr. Dornbearer. I am the ceramics and sculpture teacher here at Gahanna Lincoln High School. As far as what inspires me, I really draw a lot of my inspiration from nature, like specifically plants, sometimes animals, but mostly like plants, landscapes, different locations. You can see that in a lot of different works that I've created, but especially you'll see that more in my ceramic pieces, like this one here for an example. I definitely went for kind of like a water kind of feel, and I think I achieved that a little bit with the overall shape of it, but as well as these ripples that kind of like flow, kind of mimic water to an extent, as well as the glaze makes that a little bit more obvious as well that it's supposed to represent water. So if I rotate it, here you can see kind of like how there's a lot of movement and how this piece specifically does represent more of like the flow of water or ripples or so forth. Of course, people, they start out with an idea in mind and you have a goal that you're going for. This one turned out pretty successful. However, I'm currently working on one that is not turning out according to plan. I'm trying to make a pretty large flower pot on the wheel for one of our tall plants that needs to be divided from the other one. But the clay isn't really working out, so now it's becoming something, not what I originally planned, but yes, it does happen. So sometimes the artwork just becomes itself, and there's really not much you can do about it, but just go with it, play up the strengths of the piece, and just leave it at that. There's always another time. Well, I've always been fascinated with art and enjoyed making art and everything along with art ever since I was little. I can remember doing years of just tracing specifically horses because they're my favorite animal. So I became very good at that, but then as I practiced doing other things over time, you get better at what you do. And then eventually I worked my way into more of the three-dimensional stuff, and that's where I really found my passion. Art is one of those things where practice makes perfect. Sure, you can have the innate ability to pick it up faster than others, but anyone can do art. It all depends on how much work you're putting into it, how much effort and practice.
Thanks, Wesley. Well, that's all for me. Back to Britton and Wesley at the news desk.
Well, Lincoln, that's all we have for you today.
See you back here tomorrow.
Bye.